Welcome to Sunday's video, where we talk about pipelines. Yeah, we're actually able to talk about pipelines. Yay! And yeah, what did May have to say about it? And yeah, we'll look into the pipeline thing first. We'll see what May has to say about backing the Liberal government, and then all of a sudden getting a pipeline shoved up her. Yeah, and then we'll see what Poilievre has to say, and then, and only then, we'll look at your comments.
Who cares?
What is going on? This Liberal government's turning into like a Liberal Conservative government, which it's a good thing. I know, you're going to hate me for this, but yeah, let's. I wrote a couple of things down about this pipeline that I really need to get right. So let's have a look at that first. Ottawa and Alberta have reached a deal on energy that will see their federal government conditionally support the construction of a new pipeline to the west coast. This deal eases some regulatory requirements on Alberta's oil and gas development in exchange yeah, for making others more stringent. Yeah, so what's changed? Well, Carney has been a strong advocate of net zero. We all know that, don't we? Hey? That's what he ran the election on. But he has also said he wants to boost the country's economy and develop Canada as a clean and conventional energy superpower. He keeps saying about this clean energy, doesn't he? He keeps mumbling on about energy superpower. But he might actually do it. In line with that approach, the pipeline and energy deal with Alberta has different facets. Ottawa, right, they're only going to support the pipeline if it's paired with the Pathways Alliance carbon capture project. The deal will require Alberta to cut methane emissions by 75% relative to 2014 levels, and that's going to be over the next decade. So they've got 10 years to get to them levels. Yeah, that's just one of the mandate things that he wants to like put on top of the pipeline. Alberta will have to strengthen its industrial carbon tax. Yeah, this is the sticky bit, which Smith has frozen earlier this year, cited its negative impact on businesses. So the carbon tax has a negative impact, but she's going to have to do a walk around on it. Alberta will also get some relief, as Ottawa announced it will not implement its oil and gas emissions cap. So he's going to give with one hand and take away with the other, but they're going to have to negotiate the other, aren't they, really? Budget 2025 had suggested such a move was forthcoming. Well, there you go. That's what was in the budget. That's what May voted for. We'll listen to what May had to say in a minute. But Alberta also will be exempt from the federal clean electricity regulations, which requires a net zero emissions in the electricity grid as part of a negotiated agreement on carbon pricing. So it's like they're going to be able to keep their gas power stations there, but they're going to have to move on to some sort of nuclear. Smith said the MOU is a first step that substantially works on removing and revising the 9 bad federal laws, which she says has negatively impacted the investment to her province. So, yeah, she's saying that everything that the Liberals have thrown at the Alberta oil and gas industry have like pushed down the sale of oil and gas. But hopefully with the MOU that they've signed, people might actually start to look at Alberta again. So here's May probably possibly regretting letting the Liberals budget go through.
Hey, Elizabeth May, I'm here in Kitchener for the Green Party of Kitchener AGM because, we never needed the Green Party as much as we need it now. I'm in shock, literally. I'm still reeling from reading the MOU between Mark Carney and Daniel Smith. Holy, what are they thinking? How how outrageously reckless could you be but to say, we'll give you everything you want, Daniel Smith, on a silver platter. Pipelines, oh, we got pipelines. Oh, we can give you nuclear reactors too, and we'll just, First Nations won't mind because we'll give them some money. That's literally what they said. It doesn't matter. And we'll take away the oil and gas cap, no clean electricity regulations for Alberta, and we're going to increase production of bitumen from the oil sands so we can ship it and sell it. And the climate crisis, well, not our problem. Oh man, oh man. So, and on top of all that, Stephen Guilbeault quit today. My friend who I've known since 1992. If he doesn't see that there's any reason to stay in Mark Carney's cabinet, that there's no hope for making change from inside, we need more Greens in Parliament right now, and every single Liberal MP with an ounce of integrity who cares about climate should come over and join the Green Party right now. Wow,
she's pissed, eh? I don't mean pissed, I mean pissed off. Yeah, she put an X in the no, yeah. Yeah, she's not happy, really not happy. And Guilbeault, yeah, him leaving. We got Jolly will probably leave soon, and then Freeland, she's gone off to the UK. They had this big thing blow up, didn't they, the other week about how all the Conservative government are crossing the floor and everything, and at the end of the day, the Liberal government's collapsing because they're not getting behind the green agenda that they thought they were going to get behind. And you know what? He fooled me. I had him down as a net zero zealot, and it looks like with Carney, I think allegedly we're talking about Brookfield doing this and Brookfield doing that, right? Allegedly. And him not having ties with Brookfield and having all his investments frozen and everything. But I actually think that he thinks more about his wallet than he does about Canada and about the weather in the world. I think his back pocket is the main driver of Canada's Prime Minister at the moment. And that is actually turning out to be not so bad. Although, if you listen to Poilievre has a different view of this. So, which one do you go with? Let's listen to a few of things of what Poilievre said.
Let's just unpack the Prime Minister's allusion here. He's telling the Keep It in the Ground caucus of the Liberal Party that they just need to be quiet because there won't be a pipeline anyway. What he will do is delay it for several years until after a prospective election, during which he can dangle a possible pipeline in front of the people, but after which he can hand veto power that is not in the Constitution over to the BC NDP Premier, who will block the thing from ever happening. Isn't it true that this isn't a pipeline? It's a pipe dream.
That's the thing, eh? Is it a bluff? Is it like is it a bit like the Orange Man bad, we're in the worst crisis of our lives bluff, but we've actually now got the best deal we've ever had bluff? Or is it something that is worth trading with? Will he actually come out on top and do what he said he's going to do? His track record is bluff, isn't it? But I don't know. The carrot is very shiny. Anyway, let's listen to more of what Poilievre says.
They will stand in the way, is what they will do. We know that the only thing stopping a pipeline from Alberta to the Pacific is the Prime Minister. Let's unpack the legality of it. The Constitution, Section 9210A, gives the federal government exclusive approval power for a pipeline. Bill C-5, a bill the Prime Minister pushed through the House of Commons, and we even supported him, gives him the power to approve it. So we only need him to do one thing for this pipeline to happen. Get out of the way. Will he do it?
Yeah, so that's the thing, isn't it? Will he actually get out of the way and do it? Will he move to one side and let Alberta and anybody who wants to build a pipeline actually build it? And what's going to be tied into it if it is built? They were talking in Parliament about the carbon tax, and this was Poilievre's rebuttal about when they were mentioning, well, yeah, you can build a pipeline, but, you know, there's going to be consequences, and that will be a bigger, larger carbon tax in Alberta.
They told the truth, Mr. Speaker. She didn't say that it moves forward on a pipeline. She said it moves forward on an industrial carbon tax. A carbon tax that will increase the cost of everything it takes to build a home. So it's a tax on homes. On everything it takes to grow food. So it's a tax on food. It's a tax that drives production out, paychecks down, and the cost of living up. Meanwhile, it does not move forward with a pipeline. We as Conservatives believe in clearing the way to get pipelines built. In other words, we would build a pipeline without a carbon tax. They would build a carbon tax without a pipeline.
That's the thing, isn't it? Will he do it? Will he introduce the carbon tax and then not build the industrial carbon tax and then not build a pipeline, or will he go ahead with the pipeline along with a carbon tax? And could they negotiate, if they did do the carbon tax thing, could they negotiate it down? Could they get the pipeline started and then get voted out, because everything that they're doing is Conservative? So rather than have a Liberal Conservative party in power, people might say, well, we might as well have the real thing. And if all the weather-fearing people look at the Liberals and think, oh, they're going to do all these things, they might vote for NDP or even go for the Greens, which would leave votes scarcer for Liberals, wouldn't it? And then the votes, the people who are backing the Conservatives, just the same amount of people who voted last time would be enough probably for a majority if they have if they have an election next spring or summer. We'll see, eh? Anyway, let's look at your comments.
Who's Randy?
Who cares?
Like and subscribe. Don't forget.
Off with the shake-up. Yeah, Poilievre campaign team, massive shake-up. Yeah, they got Mr. Outhouse coming in to take over his team behind him. Behind him, as in backing him up. Yeah, no outhouse jokes. Greg said,
I can't wait for this hour as 22 minutes version.
We said no outhouse jokes. John said,
all Jenny Byrne did was push ridiculous red Tory nonsense and weak slogans.
elbows up, be our own best customer. Got the best deal. I think the Liberals have got many more slogans than Poilievre could ever wish for. Maria said,
well, I hope he unleashes Pierre. He's much more appealing off script.
I really like Pierre on during the rallies. I went to 2 rallies, and he just seemed so down to earth. And I know it's all a big fakery thing, but especially when his missus says, "Oh, look, there's a pleb," when he climbed up that ladder and stuff. And yeah, I thought he was the people's prime minister, to be honest. Didier said,
the Conservative Party is not a party. It's an alliance and reform party which do not align with all Canadians.
No, they don't align with all Canadians, because we've got stupid Liberals out there and bonkers mad NDP and brain dead Greens. Yeah, so yeah, the Conservative Party, Didier, align with the intelligent people of Canada who do the research and don't get everything funneled to them through a big tube, an enema, by the CBC. Carnage said,
Eastern voters may care, but most of the Western voters are losing faith in the Conservatives. We have been propping up the Conservatives for decades with no improvement to our lives or provincial businesses. Even a Conservative majority will not fix the issues with ridings, Supreme Court or the Senate. It's political suicide.
To bring him in, I don't know. It needs freshening up, Carnage. It really does. And yeah, the West has issues. The East is bonkers Liberal, isn't it? I've always said it's very, very unfair that Toronto has so many ridings. They just split it all the way up into so many ridings and then use that to decide the election. Toronto should be much smaller of an. You could split it up into like North, West, East, and Central. You don't need all them little ridings. Just split it up into that. And then you've got Durham, and then you've got Mississauga, and then you've got, and just go like that. There shouldn't be all little St Paul's or St George's or these all little areas, because it makes the election look stupid, to be honest. You've only got so many votes that can own so many votes in the whole of Canada, biggest country, second biggest country in the world, yet Toronto and some of the East Coast hold the key to every election almost. The election's almost finished by the time you get to Mississauga. Tim said,
You have a Pierre problem. He will never win, ever.
He will. He'll win. I'm telling you that now. He'll win next year. You watch this space. He will win. Canada, madhouse. What has become of Canada? Yeah, I picked up a few stories and I just ran with it, and I'm like, wow, what is going on? And I don't mean the everybody resigning from the Liberal government. That's their own problem. And I don't mean Conservatives crossing as much. It's like there's just so many crazy things going on in Canada. At the same time, the government is imploding on itself. And Pierce said,
We used to design and build infrastructure, housing, lots of stuff, and that amount is way too low for such a staging production, way too low. Just the engineering would have been that amount, then labour, materials, and all the people involved, probably closer to 200,000. We all know this was fake when it was happening. Yikes.
Yeah, that's the fake set that they had built behind Carney when he went to talk about the houses. I think Northern Perspective called it first. They said, somebody, a whistleblower, blew the whistle and said that they built that staging behind him, and he stood there saying, well done for building what you built up to now. He's talking about set makers, not house builders. Heather said,
And for Ford, go work like I did, 4:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. That's what you call a job.
Yeah, Ford told the protesters to go and get a job. Heather, they're long hours. That's nursing hours almost. And if you put travel on top of that, it's long hours. I've done long hours. I've done 14, 15-hour days, but I try to avoid that now. I really do, because I have a lot of trouble, like I said to you guys before, with the mobility that I have. I have a lot of trouble with mobility, so I'm having to reduce my hours. It's still okay. Still doing okay. Still ticking over. Keeping head above water. Got plans in the pipeline. We're getting there. JJ lad said,
There's a certain charm about your lack of preparedness.
Yeah, so I'm just like you guys. I'm just a guy in a car like you guys, and well, you might not all be in a car. And I'm just talking and giving a place that we can discuss things that are going on in this government and in Canada that we can openly see. And really, it's from my point. I know it's from my point of view, but I'm just one working guy who's trying to hold down a job, pay the bills, and live with this government next to me. And I'm the same as you. I just feel awful about having to pay the wages of these governments when they don't really work for us. They work because of us, if you know what I mean. Tony said,
Yet May traded her values and supported the Liberal budget.
Yeah, she's regretting that now, big time. She's big time regretting that now.
Who cares?
But, like I said, I don't think she had the choice. I do. She could have voted no. She could have just voted no. But I think what would have happened if she'd have voted no and we'd go to another election? There's a good chance, without the NDP having a leader, a good chance that the Liberals would have got a majority. And that's something that May maybe couldn't live with if that had happened. Harry said,
She has supported the Liberals at every step.
She has. She is the new Sing. Sing May. Yeah, she is the new Sing. And she's. But I'm telling you now, come the spring and summer, she won't be backing them. She won't back them, and I don't think the NDP will back him either. I think they're gonna want to all go to an election and get rid of this Liberal government, because I don't think 50% of what's going on in their parliament in Canada is in agreement with, even his own caucus are in agreement with the way that Carney's pushing this government, even though it's pushing it the way that the Conservatives would want it to go. In a roundabout, not all, I'm not saying all, but some of the stuff that he's doing is very Conservative based. Anyway, this video is really long now. So hopefully I'll see you in the week, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and yeah, keep your chins up. Get back to work. I-O. So it's off to work I go. See you guys.